I made a mistake, so we ended up in Himeji. Guess we explore the Kansai region a little bit more. Since 2018, we were saving up money for our wedding and our honeymoon in Japan. We planned everything for April 2020, but then Corona took over the world, and it changed everything. We still got married, but no party or honeymoon. And Japan was closing its borders for a long time. So we postponed our journey again and again and again. And I admit I was ugly crying at least 2 times. Because I always dreamed of going on a honeymoon traveling adventure. But then, in October 2022, Japan officially opened its borders again and we could finally start planning and fly over to Japan for our 3 months honeymoon. And if you like, you can follow us through our 3 months journey through Japan. This is part 13. Breakfast time with Japanese toast! We tried out the instant coffee that the Airbnb in Nagoya gave us as a thank you because I broke their stuff. It's not a typical instant powder that you just pour in your coffee mug. It's a real coffee filter that you can hang in your mug. I am truly amazed by this invention. Why have I never seen something like this in Europe before? Those questions need to be answered right now. Good morning, it's our first day in Osaka. Yesterday we already looked a little bit around, like near our Airbnb, and also we went to Namba, but we are going to make a different video about it later because there was so much stuff that we wanted to buy and felt inspired by. And today we are not going to explore Osaka because we realized that our J-Ray pass for 7 days is still valid today. Like somehow I made a mistake in doing all the planning and organizing because I thought that we are going to be at Kawaguchiko 4 days and 3 days in Nagoya, and I forgot that it's like the day when you go from Kawaguchiko to Nagoya is 1 day actually. So we decided to look up to go to like a different city, a different place that is nearby, really easy to access from Osaka. But also we wanted something that's worth the money, that we really get the best out of our J-Ray pass. So we first thought, okay, maybe Nara, but Nara, like back and forth round trip would be like 1,000 yen. Which is okay, just to like spontaneously on a day with good weather to go there. But we looked it up and then there was Himeji. We have no idea about Himeji. We looked it up, and with the Shinkansen you can also take it really spontaneously because they are going so frequently. I was surprised by that. And then there's a whole section of cars from the Shinkansen which is for non-reserved seats, and it's like 30 minutes with the Shinkansen to Himeji. So I'm really excited to explore Himeji today, and I will show you what we are going to do. So now we are on our way to our first day trip that we didn't even plan, but it's very exciting to go there now. There are a lot of bento and gift shops in the Shinkansen area in Osaka. I was a little bit overwhelmed with all the variety. Then we found our platform. We take the Kodama 847 on platform 20. And the first 3 cars are for non-reserved seats, so you can just hop on. So spontaneous. If you have a ticket though. Our train was already there, but they needed some cleaning. Of course, they let us know about that with a Hello Kitty sign. I just love how organized everything is. Like the lines on the ground so that you know where you have and how to line up. In Germany it's about the survival of the fastest and fittest. And then we are off to our first day trip of this journey, Himeji! And the Himeji train station is a teaser of what's waiting for us there. First we needed to get tickets for the bus to the Ropeway station that takes us up to the temple area on Shosha mountain. The bus seats were a little too small for me. It feels like I'm a monster on a hill. And now again, some driving footage. And on the way we spotted one of Japan's very small houses. It's just like a door size. And then it's just going. Then we arrived at the ropeway that takes us up to Shosha-san Engyo-ji. In Japanese we got so many facts about the temple and its very long history. It's over 1,000 years old. And also which movies were shot there. The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise or The Assassin, for example. But in English, it was only that Shosha mountain has an elevation of 371 meters. Thank you. What I liked about the view is that you can see all those little mountains that are surrounded by the city. That's something I'm seeing for the first time. Then we decided to walk up to the temple, because we are not there yet. But you could find so many cool things on the side of the street to look at, like a giant bell. I needed to try that out.
Nicht mehr.
And now have a look inside. You can still hear and feel the sound of the bell a little bit when you're standing inside. Like everybody should stand inside a giant bell for once. We arrived on top with the rail. And then you have to pay a fee so you can have a look for the temple. Then they ask us, do you want to take the bus or do you want to walk? And the lady at the railroad who did the announcement with all the information said it was only 20 minutes. So we thought, yeah, would be a nice walk. But as you can hear, I'm already out of breath again. But there are like almost no tourists, like nobody's here, just a few families, some older people, couples also. But do I regret not taking the bus? Someone drew all the mountains you can see on the bench. And then we finally got to the temple area. It's really huge. It's huge. And now we can start the official sightseeing there. I was amazed by all the little details that you can spot there, from little statues to nature. The little statues are Jesus statues. Jesus, the guardian of travelers and children, living or dead. On the wooden entrance, I found something really interesting. Old buckskin. Once I started to see one, I saw them pop up everywhere. Unfortunately, I don't know which type of bug it is. Before we went up the temple, we sat down in a little restaurant. Because walking outside on top of a mountain in February made us feel cold. Surprise! We found a comfy spot and got some green tea, some oden and kitsune udon. And of course, a mochi for dessert. Just what we needed to charge our energy. And then we went up to see the temple. The architecture was so impressive. We had to take our Shinkansen feel loud inside. Sorry. So inside you could buy ema, the wooden plates, and other souvenirs. This place and its view. Although it's February, the sun gave it a warm autumn feeling, and it heated up the wood. It felt a little bit like floor heating when you stand inside the right spot. Now you can witness once again how clumsy I am.
Verbeug dich mal
Also
noch.
not really good with following basic
Verbeug dich mal noch,
instructions.
wenn du rausgehst.
I don't know what I'm doing. Because we had other things we wanted to see on our list, we slowly headed back to the Ropeway. Looking back, I kind of love to see all these little nature things, like the trees twisted around one another. I definitely needed to touch more grass during the pandemic. And this is me catching up. We are now on our way back to the railroad. It's so beautiful here. You can explore a lot of things, not only the temples with little statues and shrines. There's so much nature you can find here. There was even one moment where we saw a deer. So I'm still looking out and hoping that we see another deer. But it's so quiet, peaceful, like no tourists at all, like compared to other places. We're heading now back to Himeji station, where it was full of people, and it seems like there was a Pokemon Go event because we saw a lot of people walking around, their phones connected to their power bank and playing with others, because obviously as Pokemon Go players we know all the movement that people do when playing the game. And now we're gonna check out Himeji Castle and a garden that's quite close. Allez, allez, allez. Now back in the Ropeway car, I hope you can see the little mountains surrounded by the city a little better on the way down. Surprise! Gotcha! Yes, I needed to get one of those cute animals drinking tea, just like we did on top of the mountain. We got capybara! Capybara, capybara, capybara. Right next to the bus station was a field, and they used balloons in tiger shape to scare away the birds and maybe other animals away. First time seeing that. Now the only thing left to do was to take the bus for our next stop, Kokoen, a Japanese-style garden. It was kind of like a botanical garden, park-like areas to walk around in smaller houses, but not greenhouses. It was like a mini exhibition area for bonsai. The bonsai were really impressive, from small to very big one. The best thing was they were all starting to bloom, but not in full bloom yet. I was happy anyway. Here and there I even tried to smell some flowers. I need a spring flower high to hype myself up for sakura season. Already training my nostrils. I also love the big koi pond. It's kind of mesmerizing to watch the koi swim around, and they always hang out in groups so you can see the full variety of all the colors and patterns. The landscaping of Japanese gardens is so impressive. They really do take the form and shapes of nature and repeat this in the garden, in like a miniature version. They also had a small section with raised beds where they're also planting endangered plants of the Hyogo prefecture. So this garden is not only nice to walk around, it's also preserving nature. This twist. I wish we could see this garden when it was a little warmer, but it's still very impressive in February. And here another example where they tried to root a cutting so they can make more mini pine trees. I took this footage mainly as a note for my own garden. In some areas we saw the gardeners taking care of the garden. It was really interesting to watch them work. The way they were gardening explains how everything looks so perfect. And then we could see our next and last destination from the garden, parts of Himeji Castle. The garden was right next to it. I'm so cold, my lips are already getting cold. It's freezing, it's like beautiful weather, there's sunlight, but still it feels really cold here. We were just in Kokoen, which is a garden next to Himeji Castle, and it was really beautiful. There were a lot of different bonsais on display. A lot of them were different kinds of plums and also sakura. It was so beautiful and stunning, and we also could see the gardeners like really, but I don't know what the word in English is, but with tweezers. Okay, it's windy. They took it with, they used tweezers really to get rid of the tiniest weeds so that the garden is looking perfect. And it was looking perfect. We were hypnotized by all the kois that were outside. And it just had like a really relaxing feeling. Also Mount Shosha, I guess. It was a really calming, relaxing day. And now we want to take a look at the castle, but from the outside. And we are taking a look at some omiyage stores to look for some souvenirs that we can take. But also, because it's freezing, we need something to eat. We need something warm inside our tummies because it's cold. So we went to see the castle, but we had to keep our distance. There was some sort of event going on, and they were preparing for it. Now we are slowly on our way back to the station. But before we go back to Osaka, we wanted to have dinner here, and one of their specialties is eel. Because we finished everything that we wanted today. We went up the mountain, we went to the cute garden, we took a look at the castle, although they were preparing something for an event tomorrow. And then we took a look at the gift shop, and my husband finally got something that he was looking for a really long time. It's a katana umbrella. He saw it from a TikToker, or maybe, but because he saw his videos on Instagram as well, Matcha Samurai. We really enjoy watching his video because his laugh is infectious. And he got this katana umbrella, and my husband was obsessed, like, I need this umbrella. Every time we went to a convenience store, we took a look, and they were just normal umbrellas. And now finally he got his katana umbrella. The street from the station to the castle was full of interesting statues, and I only filmed one. But we decided to walk a different way to the station. Maybe that's why I only filmed one. Because we wanted to go to a restaurant. Himeji is also famous for eel, so we looked up a restaurant. Given that I love eels, I was very excited. We ordered 2 portions, and each one was prepared differently. The first one was covered more in sauce and more soft. while the other one had less sauce and was grilled more. She even put wasabi on top, which was a first for me when it came to eating eel in Japan.
There is a difference. This one is way more crispy because this was like, the other one was flooded in sauce. It tasted more sweet compared to this one. But I love eel. Like, I can recommend both of them because I love it so much.
Then on our way back to the station we walked past another gacha store. Of course I had to look and scan everything for interesting gacha.
It's our 13th day in Japan. We saw some gacha in a shop and we didn't buy anything. I just wanted to record it for ourselves. That now we are so strong that we don't need to buy gacha anymore. Although we did like one at the railroad because it was too cute.
I was so proud of myself. But I kind of forgot that I bought a gacha at the Ropeway. Still addicted. Here you can see a group of Pokemon Go players I talked about earlier. They were standing in front of the Omiyage store on the station that I'm going to have a look at.
Little Sebastian.
But it's always overwhelming in these food sections. And here one last view of the main street leading to the Himeji castle from our platform. And then we waited for our Shinkansen, took a seat in our non-reserved cars again and ate 2 omiyage snacks. The first one was like a very soft sponge cake on the outside. It had a very light lemon taste filling. The second one had a much harder shell. Can't squish that. And was filled with sweet white bean paste. Then we are officially back on our way home. At home, Netflix gave us a small hint that Hogwarts Legacy is very popular right now. But we were not able to play it during that time. Thank you for watching!